Hey you all, once again welcome back to my channel. This is Jyotsna, your English teacher. Students, I hope you all are doing well and you have been learning regularly through my video lessons. Yes? So students, let's get started with our today's video lesson. But before beginning with today's video session, you have to do three things for me. You have to like the video, you have to subscribe to my channel so that you will not miss any new notification, and you have to share the video lessons with your friends and classmates. Alright, so let's get started. So students, in this video lecture, we will begin with a new poem from your course book, that is poem number 1, Solitude. So let's get started. So students, this video lesson contains the introduction part and the explanation of the stanzas of the poem, right? So let us begin with the introduction. Introduction about the poet. Students, first of all, it is very important for all of us to know that who has actually composed this poem. So, who has composed this poem? So, the poet of this poem is Ella Wheeler Wilcox. How we will pronounce? Ella Wheeler Wilcox. So, students, who was she? Ella Wheeler Wilcox was an American author and poet. She was born in 1850 till 1919. Okay? And what are her famous works? Her famous works include Poems of Passion, A Woman of the World, Poems of Peace, and Poems of Experience, out of which Solitude is one of her most famous poems, right? So now students, we will be understanding what message she has given through these stanzas, right? So let us see the poem Solitude. So students, let us see the first stanza of the poem. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Sing and the hills will answer. Sigh, it is lost on the air. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. So students, what does this stanza mean? Here, in the very first stanza, the poet wants to explain us that happiness is largely celebrated, whereas sadness is ignored. The poet means to say that when you are happy, when you laugh, this selfish world joins you with your laughter, right? With your happiness. People connect with you to celebrate. But the moment you become sad, what happens? The people show their real faces. They turn away from you. They leave you alone in the hard time. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth. Even the earth is sad and borrows its happiness from others. So what is the reason that earth is also sad? The earth is sad because of the several reasons, and the reason must be population, right? We can say pollution, global warming. All these factors are basically given by humans to earth. That is why earth is also disturbed. Sing and the hills will answer. So when you are happy and you are at a certain height, if you will shout at the top of the mountain, what will happen? Your voice will echo. You will listen that voice back. So sing and the hills will answer. If you will go to the top of the mountain and if you will say there, hey, so what will happen? You will get back that echo. You will get back that sound in a happiness. Sigh, it is lost on the air. So whenever you are unhappy, what happen? You deal with your problems alone. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. So you only get the echo of your happiness, but not of your sadness. So here you need to understand that this world where we people are living is full of selfish people, and the nature of people will not change. It is we who has to understand that we have to get up and we have to be strong. We need to control our emotions. It is really important for all of us to balance our emotions, isn't it? Otherwise, what will happen? We will get affected by others' behavior, right? We cannot change people. The only thing we can change is our perspective towards them. right? We need to change our mindset that okay, this acceptance is very important for us. We need to understand that I cannot change the entire world, but yes, all I can change is my perception or my behavior to see those things, right? I hope you people are understanding. My dear students, before proceeding with this poem, I would like to draw your attention towards different factors that makes you happy and makes you sad. So, as you all know, we all are human beings and we all are different, isn't it? So, the concept of happiness and sadness is different for all of us. Now, let's see the second stanza. Rejoice, and men will seek you. Grieve, and they turn and go. They want full measure of all your pleasure, but they do not need your woe. Be glad, and your friends are many. Be sad, and you lose them all. There are none to decline your nectared wine, but alone you must drink life's gall. Students, we need to understand that in this stanza, the poet wants to explain us that in the time of difficulties, even your friends will turn away from you. Isn't it? Rejoice and men will seek you. So if you're happy, if you are enjoying, people will join you. Grieve and they turn and go. Grieve if you are sorrow, if you are in pain, they will turn and go. So they will leave us alone in pain. They want full measure of all your pleasure. So, your friends want to enjoy when you are happy. They want to take all the benefits of your happiness, but they don't want to give you any kind of sympathy, right? They don't want to join in your sorrows. But they do not need your woe. Woe means your sadness. They want to be the part of your happy life, but they don't want to be the part of your sad life, right? They don't want your negativity. All they want is pleasure. All they want is fun, enjoyment, right? Be glad, and your friends are many. Be sad, and you lose them all. Now, students, these are the most important lines from the poem as they are giving you a very important message. Be glad, and your friends are many. So, if you are from a happy planet, all the people would love to join you. So, here the poet means to say, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be broken, but what's not okay is to give up, right? We all should know that how to control one's emotion. Otherwise, what will happen? People will make us fool, we will be emotional fool, and we will be affected by others' behavior. So we should learn to adapt change. That is very important. We should know how to adjust, right? Otherwise, what will happen? We will always be in anxiety. We will always be depressed by others' behavior. We need to actually learn that people will never change their behavior, right? It is we who has to understand that we have to change our perception. We have to change our way of thinking so that others' behavior will not disturb us, right? So if you are happy, everybody would like to be your friend, isn't it? But if you are sad, be sad and you lose them all. So whenever you are sad, even your friends will turn away their faces. So they will leave you alone. You will lose your friends the moment you will show them that you are upset, right? There are none to decline your nectared wine. So students, whenever there is any party or anything is going on, any event is going on, nobody declines for sweet, for desserts, right? For wine. But yes, whenever it comes about bitterness, nobody would like to have that. But alone you must drink life's gall. So your own bitterness you have to deal with, right? Nobody will be taking your bitterness. All they want is your nectared wine. Everybody loves to have your sweet wine, but nobody wants your bitterness. So you have to deal with your problems by yourself. Let's see the third stanza now. Feast and your halls are crowded. Fast and the world goes by. Succeed and give, and it helps you live, but no man can help you die. There is room in the halls of pleasure for a large and lordly train, but one by one we must all file on through the narrow aisles of pain. Now, students, we need to understand this stanza. It's really important. Feast and your halls are crowded. Fast and the world goes by. So basically, if you're throwing a party, if there's a celebration, your halls will be crowded because people will gather there, right? People will join you in your celebration. So they will definitely come. If you will invite them to a party, everybody would love to join you. But what about fast? If you will say that you are having fast, do you think people would love to join you? No, they will go away. So fast and the world goes by. So people will run away. Succeed and give, and it helps you live. So the more successful you are, the more importance you have in others' life. But no man can help you die. But when you are dying, nobody will be helping you. So students, here I would like to take the example of Sushant Singh Rajput. You must be knowing that when he committed suicide, there was all the news related to Sushant Singh on TV channels, right? Now, what was the reason for that? Because he was a celebrity, he was a famous and successful person. So, succeed and give, and it helps you live. So, the more successful you are, you will be in the eyes of people, right? You will be getting some attention. But if you are a common man, you have to die alone. Nobody will be helping you. So, if you are successful, people will run behind you, right? There's a reason for them to come to you. But if you are a common man, you have to deal with your sorrows and problems by yourself, right? There is room in the halls of pleasure for a large and lordly train. So if you are famous, if you are a happy person, people will join you, people will accompany you. But you have to deal with your pains alone. But one by one, we must all file on through the narrow aisles of pain. So doesn't matter what happens in life, even if you are happy, at some point of time you are upset and then people will leave you alone. So that time you don't have to break down, right? You have to be that much strong that you can deal with your sorrows and problems by yourself, and you will be standing again and showing the world that yes, you know everything and you can deal with your problems alone. You are stronger and you are accepting this reality, right? So students, I hope that you have understood the basic message of the poem, that through this poem, the poet wants to make us understand that we should realize the harsh reality of this world and we should accept this, right? Rather than getting affected by this reality, we should accept it and we should move on. We should understand that the nature of people will remain same. They will not change. They will always come to join us in our happiness. But when we are upset, we have to cheer up ourselves. We are the one who can actually deal with our own problems. We have to motivate ourselves. We have to again get stronger, and with our own strength, we have to again show to the world that we can do anything, right? So we have to deal with our sorrows by ourselves. So students, the message from this poem is that we should be strong enough and we should have a practical approach towards life, right? We must understand that this is the harsh reality and people will be like this only, okay? So I hope you have understood the poem. Now students, you must be knowing that question answers I have already discussed in the online classes. So I have given you a brief synopsis of the poem in this video lecture. So please listen to the video lecture carefully so that you understand the content well. Okay? Students, let us quickly understand the rhyme scheme of the poem. I hope you people know how to find out the rhyme scheme of the poem. So students, for finding out the rhyme scheme from the poem, we need to check the last word of each sentence. So here you can see the first stanza. All of you quickly underline the last words: you, alone, mirth, own, answer, air, sound, care. Now students, we have to match that whether these are actually matching in the sound with one another. So let us see with first one, you, alone. So can you see in the first sentence you and in the second sentence alone? So do you think they both are rhyming with each other? No, they are having different tones. So for the first one we will write A, and for the second one we will write B. You, alone. They both are having different sounds. Then third one, mirth. Now can you say that we can relate alone and mirth? No, there is no connection. So we can write C. And can you see the next one? Own. Alone and own, we can relate this in same sound. So we have to write B. So here we will be writing A, B, C, B. Now let us see the next line. Answer, air, sound, care. Students, for answer I have used D alphabet, D, then air, E, because answer and air, they both are not rhyming in the tone. Then sound and care. So here sound is also different. So I have to give another alphabet, that is F. And then care. For care I will be using alphabet E, because air and care, they both are rhyming in tone. So students, I can say that A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E is the rhyme scheme of the poem. Clear? Now let's talk about the poetic devices used in the poem. Now students, if I talk about poetic devices in the poem, there are two poetic devices which has been used. Firstly, it's personification. I hope you all understand what is personification. Personification means comparing non-living things with living things. Okay, so giving non-living things human-like quality. So you can come to page number 9 of your poem and you can see in the first stanza, the sad old earth. So now they are giving earth human-like quality, right? So for that we can use personification has been used here, right? Now the second literary device which has been used is alliteration. Students, alliteration means repetition of same consonant. So here in the first stanza you can see sing and sigh. So there is repetition of consonant S. So I can say repetition has been used, right? So that is why it is alliteration. Then in third stanza we can see feast and fast. So here again repetition of the same consonant, F for feast and F for fast. So here also alliteration has been used. So students, the poet has used personification and alliteration to beautify the poem, right? I hope you have understood now. So students, please read the poem carefully by yourself and understand through this video lecture, because question answers I have already explained in the online classes. So if you will listen to the video lecture carefully, you will automatically understand the questions. Okay? So stay in touch with your classmates and please complete all the work in your Englishware register. Alright, so students, that's it for today's class. I hope you have understood the content well. So now I'll meet you all in the next video lesson. Till then, you take care of yourselves and you keep on learning. And yes, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and share the video lessons with your friends and classmates. Bye-bye. Take care.